Guten Morgen.
Guten Morgen, meine Sohn.
What?
My son.
Meine Sohn?
Meine Sohn.
That's Swedish?
No, Deutsche. You say Guten Morgen. In Swedish is Good morgon.
Same thing. It's all bastardized.
Yes.
How you doing, everybody? Pops, Asic Eric here.
I'm doing great.
You're doing good?
We're looking forward to all these parts we got in.
You got a haircut.
Yes, I did.
Wow.
Look at those nice hairs over here. It looked like I was flying away this morning coming out of my ear.
Nice. Yeah, you looking good.
I know.
Looking sharp. Yeah, we got a lot of new goodies here to go over, not the least of which is this. And this is good and bad. So this is more of the 2K primer surfacer. As you can see, everything's PPG here. And then here's the sealer for the car. And this one was a real point of consternation for me because the red that we need calls for a G6, which is a blend between these two. And I could not get the blend. You have to buy a gallon of each. I'm gonna need like maybe half a gallon of sealer total. And then we have 2 gallons of sealer, and these babies are $289 a pop, I think.
Yes, for sure.
So that's a ton of money for sealer that I really didn't want to spend, but whatever, it is what it is. The good news is they at least share the same hardener, so that's nice. So that little, you didn't see that, that little batch of stuff there, $1,100. Welcome to California.
More than my first car.
More than my first car.
Yeah.
Second car.
And that's not all the paint. Still got to buy more.
That's not even the paint. We haven't even gotten to the paint yet. I checked on the paint. So the paint is the Ford Ruby Red, again, PPG and Virabase. That is, what did I tell you? 189 a quart?
Yep.
189 a quart. Again, and it's funny, that actually doesn't sound so bad to me now after buying all of this.
Right.
Oh, well, shit, that's around $1,000 in paint, which is, as far as paint goes, that's not that bad for, a high quality paint, but this. Anyway, I know Gabe doesn't watch my channel, but if he did, Motivated Painter, let's try that one more time. Motivated Painters. Roger knows who these guys are, or guy. That's a great channel. Go check him out if you haven't. He has way more subs than I do, so I'm not doing him any favors. But he paints with PPG and Virabase exclusively, as he says, because that's what his shop uses. So he's a really great resource because he goes over all of these sealers, the PPG Waterborne, the Ford Ruby Red, like everything. He's got videos on everything. And this is a waterborne air dryer. You can use it for anything, but it's just really good for waterborne paint. As I was telling Pops, solvent-based paints, the solvents just kind of come out of their own accord. Water has to dry, and if you have a booth, a lot of these guys, they just turn on a bake cycle real quick, right? Crank the temp up to 150 or whatever and evaporate all the water out. But Gabe uses that thing too. See, like for spot repairs and whatever, you want to dry something off real quick, you just use that dryer. For us, especially when we get into big areas of car, we may run into trouble where it's taking too long for the water to dry. Sorry, you're out of frame. So we can use that thing to force it dry because you can't put the next coat on until it's dry. Okay, that's that. What else? We have these guys. So I was telling Pops about this. These are the cowl seals. Go here. And this was another case I was telling Pops of. It's just a piece of rubber. So it's nice heavy duty rubber. I don't know what this is called, vulcanized. You know more about this stuff than I do.
I would think so.
Vulcanized rubber. I could have gone out and just bought some rubber and made these because that's all it is just rubber. But then I said, somebody went to the trouble to make this thing so that I didn't have to do that. And I'm going to support them because they did that. So that's what I did. Any second gen guy that's watching came with these staples, which don't make any sense to me because you can see on the thing they have screw holes.
Right.
And there were screws in there holding it in place if you look at the caliber. So I don't know what these are for. Didn't come with screws. So I don't know what that's all about. And I don't remember taking those off when I did the car. I took the car apart. Anyway, that's that. Then we got a bunch of stuff for the electrical system. These are way bigger than I thought. I thought these were going to be smaller wire ties, but they're monsters. We got this power braid stuff, which is pretty cool. I'm from Painless. As you can see, that's just wire braid. They have these guys, which are really strange looking, but they very much facilitate getting the, I don't even know instructions on here, putting this stuff on. Basically, you run your wires through that channel there, and then you put the wire braid on that little stub, and you just slide it along, and you're done. Electrical tape. Here's our distribution block. As I was telling Pops, that's way bigger than I thought it was going to be, even though I knew it was 2 inches by 6 inches. Until you see it, it's like, damn. So the thought process, as we said before, I think is that's going to go right down there. That's that. And we're running out of room to store things, as you can see here. I'll come back to that. This is all more wire stuff. So we got big old heat shrink tubing, normal heat shrink tubing, big terminals for batteries and starters and whatever, small terminals for smaller stuff. I went with the non-insulated type because I have all the wire wrap, heat shrink tubing and stuff anyway, so I just went that route. Pair of nice crimpers. These are designed for the non-insulated. Big old crimpers for those heavy gauge terminals. That's empty. I still have that in. That's empty. So that's electrical. And then just out of the blue, as I was on Camaro Central, I think, I saw this. This is the brake hose that goes from the brake hard line over there to the chassis, or from the chassis to the rear end.
Gotcha.
So this attaches to the hard line right here, and then this mounts to the rear end. You put a bolt through it right there, and then you have 2 hard line fittings on the side that go off to each side for the disc brakes on each side. So this is the factory one. I'm not sure it's going to work for our application, but it's exactly what I need. I need something to get from the car to the rear end and then give me a place to hook up the brake lines. So hopefully that'll work. The rear brake lines, I think we're going to have to make custom because this is a custom rear end, but we'll see. Yeah.
You need 2 of these or just one?
Just one.
Just one.
Yeah.
And then
that goes to the rear end, and then it splits. Good. Yeah, that's what the T.
Right.
The T is to split it into 2. So yeah, that's the factory one. That is it. A ton of stuff came. Sorry for my French. I'm gonna edit that. A lot of stuff came in this week. That thing's heavy.
Yeah.
So where do we stand? Firewall, 2K, jams, trunk. That was all done last time. You can see here. Just looks beautiful. So pretty. So that came out real nice. This week we had scheduled for the core support has a bunch of body filler, and we need to sand and prep, paint the inside of the fenders and the dash in black and inside the valance. Not sure we're going to follow that protocol. We might. It's pretty cold right now, so I'm not sure painting is a good idea at the moment. This would just be like epoxy or something. The inside and fenders, you're not really going to see that. Or we might try that that matte black that we bought. That's for certain we're going to use that on the dash. The other stuff I don't know. And then then we move on to doing 2K, more spraying of 2K next week. So we'll look at the schedule and decide what we want to do. But we have this locked. Yes, that's locked. Hang on. Open up the drum room here. We have a lot of parts in here that need attention. These guys need 2K on the bottom side. The bottom of the doors, as you can see, needs more 2K. Here's the core support we were talking about. We're definitely going to work on that today, but other than that, we'll see. Pops and I'll figure out a plan. Oh my gosh. This room was all cleaned out like 6 weeks ago. All these parts. Okay, anyway, getting to work. All right, so here's the core support that we did months ago. I don't remember when we did this. It was a long time ago. Which had a whole bunch of rust bits and stuff in it, so we sandblasted it, epoxied it, and all that stuff. I put a bunch of filler in to fill in all the rust pits. And it's been sitting outside in the shed all this time. And it looks like it may have rusted, so we're gonna sand that down a little bit. Hopefully that's not actually rust, like going all the way through. Oh, excuse me. But anyway, that's all that needs to be done with this, is get all that filler smooth, hopefully, and then paint it. Worst case scenario, we have to clean this up and put some more epoxy on it and start over again. But most of it looks okay. It's just this little corner here. So why not for that? I won't bore you with the details of that. All right, we got this guy all scuffed with red Scotch-Brite. Cleaned up this filler in here kind of as best as we could. We're not going for absolute perfect here because you're not going to see much of this anyway. So we're going to go ahead and put some epoxy on. You can see there's a bunch of bare metal spots we need to do. And one of these little braces over here had some sand throughs on it. So we're going to hit that, and then we're going to go ahead and give the hot rod flats, or what the heck is that stuff called? Hang on. There you go. Hot rod black. So it's kind of an open question here how glossy this stuff is, so we're going to give it a try and see how it looks. We don't want flat black. I think this is a little more satin than flat, but we're going to find out. All right, so we have this little guy that's got a little bit of breakthroughs on him. And then this guy is ready to go here. So I'll put you on the tripod. This is just the epoxy we're going to put on right now.
that has that. It looks like it's sprayed out really nice, so bumping the pressure may have really helped. Sorry the camera was too low there. Yeah, nice and smooth that is. There's a lot of texture in the panel itself, so don't be fooled by that. Yeah, it's still pretty orange peely over there. This looks good in here. Those are pits in the middle. Good. I'll say in general it looks better, except right there. I don't know what happened right there. Alright, here we go. So I'm using the FLG4 again. I'm going to dial the pressure back down to around 23. It's got the 1.3 tip in it. So it goes. I mixed up 6 ounces of this stuff or so. I don't know how far it's going to go. wet, of course. There's a big sticker right here that I dug out. That looks kind of crappy, but you're not really going to see this anyway. Went on a pretty dry in a few places. And this one came out pretty good. I don't really see any texture in it. I put it on pretty light. I didn't go too heavy. I think it's going to look nice. Dry and see what kind of gloss we get. There's a lot of junk in this over here. Trash, rather. Maybe I'll put it up. Alright, so the first coat I did on the fenders was pretty crappy, really inconsistent. Dry spots, wet spots. So this is not a good example of how to paint. But the coverage is nice. It came out pretty good. This ended up looking pretty dull. So I just came back and put a second coat on, put it on a lot heavier, kind of a medium wet coat. The other one was kind of a light coat. So it's a lot shinier here. It's wet, but I imagine this will look better when it dries. This will give you an idea of kind of what the sheen looks like. But it's still flashing off. They're pretty close. And again, it's really uneven because I didn't paint it very well, but you can see kind of the kind of sheen that you get. This is kind of a light, almost medium here, light to medium. So it's got a nice sheen to it. I like it. Again, I'm not going to put two coats on this because you can't really see this stuff anyway. So we'll let this flash off, see how it looks, and we'll touch it back on and we can see what it looks like.
All right, so in the process of moving everything around here, I hit the car with one of those carts. Hopefully that'll sand out. But anyway, as you can see again, the imprecise application of paint I did here. This would obviously look better if I did two coats, but I didn't. But you can get an idea of the sheen here, what it looks like after drying. This has been half an hour or something.
Yep.
And it's kind of all over the place, right? So you can see it can be really shiny in one place, dull in another. So it all depends on how heavy you put it on. This guy's drying. So it's still pretty shiny, as you can see. I think maybe it's starting to dry here. I didn't put it on heavy enough. You can see that's pretty flat. Just a tiny bit of sheen to it. This went on really heavy up top here. So that's a heavy coat, heavy wet coat. And we'll see how that dries. It looks like it's going to dry to kind of a satin finish. But we'll see. In any event, Pops is ready to mark something off the board, yes?
Yes, I am.
What did we get done today? If anything. Right side.
Check all panels. We've done that.
No, we haven't done that.
Darn it. Core support paint inside fenders. We did.
Yep. Core support's done.
Yeah, that's done. Paint inside fenders.
That's done.
Did not do that.
Nope. We're falling behind.
Yeah, sound 2K stuff, 2K spot if needed, 2K outdoors.
Next weekend's going to be busy.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll start all this stuff tomorrow. I mean, next Saturday.
So we decided to wait on doing the dash for two reasons. Whoa, zoom there, sorry. One, this was the first time spraying that black, so I wanted to experiment with it first. And two, we haven't sanded the dash yet. We're going to do that next weekend. It's probably fine now because there's hardly any scratches in it anyway, I don't think. But we'll do that next weekend. So next weekend we'll sand all the cowl and that stuff. Hopefully it's good to go.
Yep.
And then we'll spray the black on the dash, cover it all up, and then we'll, it'll be ready for paint. And then we've got to do the doors and the valence. Where's the hood? Bottom of hood trunk, there we go.
Yeah.
That's the week after, so. What is this? Oh, we don't need to do this anymore. One of the things we did on the wheelhouses, Pops and I kept going back and forth on the wheelhouses. Pops was trying to find a place nearby where we could get them sandblasted because we didn't want to do it. And we couldn't find anybody. Nobody would do it. So I said, screw it, we just bought new ones. So it's like $200 shipped for a brand new pair. Why are you scratching that off?
Because we're not going to sandblast now.
Well, 3738 we're not done with yet. That's 2 weeks from now.
Oh.
You can scratch
I
off.
thought you were going to sandblast at 37, 38.
You can do 216 and 223. You can scratch those off if you want, but those are done. Not that that really matters, but anyway, so we're already falling behind on our schedule, but we're going to save some time because we're not doing this.
Right.
So those are going to be here on Thursday, and we're going to give them the same treatment, scuff them with a red Scotch-Brite, paint them, call it a day. We'll have to check the EDP on it, of course, and make sure that it's got good EDP. These did. I went to town on this with acetone, and nothing came off or anything. So this is a good EDP on this one. Yeah, that was a good day. We got a lot done. Oh, we got all these things done too. Sorry, I never showed that. But those are all sprayed with. That's Rust-Oleum semi-gloss. All that stuff's done. So we're gonna let this stuff dry, and I'll put it away later. So
Your assignment for next week is the difference between the Bessemer project process and vulcanization.
no.
Okay,
My brain is already full. I don't have any room for anything else.
All right,
I've never heard of the Bessemer process. Vulcanization, yes, but not Bessemer. Pops used to work at Goodyear, so that's why I
Yes.
said he knows about rubber.
Yes. A German scientist, I think he introduced coal into the process.
That's the Bessemer?
Yeah.
Oh, I have heard of the Bessemer process. Bessemer furnace.
Bessemer what?
Furnace.
Yeah.
But that's for iron, I thought.
Yeah, it is, to make iron, but...
Are you
introduce
talking
coal.
about rubber or?
No.
Okay, yeah, I know what the Bessemer
Yeah.
process
The
is.
vulcanization is rubber only, right?
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay, I do know Bessemer then.
You probably know from Spanish, Bessemer.
I'm not as dumb as I thought. I'm always surprising Pops at how dumb I am, so. All right.
Yeah.
Have a good week. I guess I'll see you next
too.
week.
Good luck with butt axle tomorrow. Butt axle.
Yeah.
Axle butt.
Yeah, whatever. Thank you. See ya. All right, that's about 45 minutes later. Give you an idea of how that looks. It's a semi-gloss. So yeah, depending on how heavy you put it on, you can get anywhere from flat, semi-gloss, to satin. I'm really happy with how this came out, though. This is about the sheen I was looking for. It's a little shiny. That's a little shinier than I wanted right there. This is kind of perfect right here, if you can see that. So this is all obviously me experimenting, as I was saying earlier, trying to find out how heavy to put it on. I think I understand that now. So it is good. You know, the instructions say 2 medium wet coats would give you something about like that, I think, with 2 medium wet coats. So that's about right. The fenders, again, except for the dry spray parts that I screwed up, it looks pretty nice. You see what happens when you hit it heavy. Stays shiny. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with how all this came out. I can't complain. This is very nice. Looks good. Looks good. All right, that's gonna do it. We'll. Last thing. Thanks to everybody on the Dynamat lizard skin discussion. If anybody's still watching this video, I am gonna go with the Dynamat after thinking about that a little bit. I think that makes more sense. One main reason for me, as Kevin Cito pointed out, being able to work that stuff off. If I have to get in, do something to a panel or something, and just peel it off and put it back. Lizard skin. I've yet to see a video of anybody taking that stuff off, but it looks like it would be a nightmare. It's really sticky, it looks like. So I'm going to avoid that, I think. So anyway, thanks for all your input, everybody. We will see you on the next one. Adios.